beyond like food and like shelter and clothing, I didn't need anything. But it really felt like I needed it. Hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras, and welcome back to the Cobra's Nest. For those of you who are new, my name is Mignon Cobra, and I make videos on minimalism. So today's video is actually going to be a minimalism video, and it's actually a video request from subscriber Panda. She has asked me, how did I recover from my anxiety around consumerism? So I have a couple things I want to talk about. I got 5 things I want to talk about with my experience with consumerism and the anxiety that I felt around it in terms of like shopping, not shopping, minimalism, saving money, not saving money, and all that good stuff. So if you are curious, and hopefully you will find this video helpful, and thank you so much to Panda for the video request. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Let's get it, let's go. Woo! Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is the anxiety itself, and at least my interpretation of the anxiety I felt. So the first thing is, I got a lot of anxiety when I was shopping. I would think, oh, it won't be there if I come back for it. And that drove a lot of my purchasing power in the beginning. When I would go to the mall and I'd see something, I had this sick feeling inside of like anxiety that I would buy something. I guess what is now called FOMO. I pretty much felt FOMO. I was like, if I don't buy this now, I'm gonna come back and it's not gonna be here, and I'm gonna think about it and I'm gonna feel terrible that I didn't buy it. So you know what, let's just avoid that and just buy it. And I really don't think that was necessarily the healthiest way to buy something. I mean, definitely they were things I wanted. I mean, that's why I had FOMO. I was like, I need to buy this. That's how I felt. I literally felt like I need to buy this. Beyond like food and like shelter and clothing, I didn't need anything. But it really felt like I needed it. So yeah, I totally get that feeling of anxiety. So how did I overcome that? Because I had to overcome it by realizing the second part of the anxiety, which is... Hey there, my handsome and pretty little Cobras. So a quick little commercial break from today's sponsored package. So Aunt Lux has kindly reached out and sponsored me with a replica bag for review. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. So yeah, let's get right into the unboxing. So they have sent me a Chanel Kelly in like a ash gray colorway. All right, so let's take her out. It also comes with a dust bag, which is a freaking phenomenal. We know we love that. So you can always store it back into the baggie. So this is what she looks like. Let's unbox it together. Wow, that's so freaking cute. Oh my gosh, we love that. So it's this really beautiful, like ashy, off-white gray colorway. I know the camera doesn't show it very well, but it's like a very beautiful, like ashy gray color. In the picture, it looked a little bit white. I thought it was white, but it's actually quite gray, which is fine because I still love cool ash tones. So let's open her up. So it has the clasp just like that. It also has all the seals to keep it protected in transportation. So we'll just open that up on the inside, take out the stuffing. So this is what it looks like. You guys can see on the inside, it says Chanel. It says Chanel also on the zipper compartment. It has a back zipper compartment, so you can put your things on the inside. It also has that like Chanel code there as well too, if that is important to you. And the inside also has the little card. So let me open that up for you guys. So that is what it looks like. It even has this little tag here. So if you are a fan of that, you can definitely see it. So mini shopping bag, gold hardware, put that right there. And then it also has a little mini front pocket. So you can also put like your cards and whatnot on the inside. So let's see what fits inside of it. So I'm gonna take my phone. So this is a Xiaomi phone, and will it fit diagonally? Yes, it fits diagonally. Now, if you're wondering, will it fit an iPhone? So I have also the iPhone Pro Max 16 with a pop socket. So let's see if that fits. It might be more of a tight squeeze. Okay, so it does fit. So it does fit the Pro Max. So if you were worried that it's not gonna fit the Chanel Kelly, it does, just a little bit diagonal. And then I think a wallet, although probably not. I think probably just a card holder. Let me get a card holder. So here is my YSL Gabby card holder. So let's see if that will fit. That goes in there too. And then if you want to put in a lip balm, it's becoming kind of a tight squeeze. I would say that's pretty much it. This is more of an evening bag. Will it close? It doesn't even really close with just 3 things, honestly. Oh geez, I think we need to take that out. Oh my gosh. It doesn't really close. Okay, all right, that really doesn't close. That's insane. It literally just holds a phone. I mean, I had seen reviews and whatnot that it really only holds a phone. It doesn't really close with the Pro Max, so that's fine. So anyway, let's close that up so you guys can see some other details like the chain length. So if you wanted to know what the chain length looks like, so this is it, and I'm gonna open the seal so you guys can see it as well. Oh, that is so satisfying. Oh my gosh. And then let's actually open up the handles as well. The texture of the leather is so freaking soft. It is so supple. It's like absolutely insane. And then let's also take this off here. Oh, that is so satisfying. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, and then the chain length. So I am 5'3" for reference, so you guys can know. So that is what it looks like. It definitely sits kind of low, which people did say, but is normal if you're short. I saw a lot of people were talking about that you could like take the strap and you can actually fold it in on itself. So I'm doing that right now. So just fold it in on itself, close it, and it should be a little bit like better length. So cross body, and oh my gosh, yeah, it looks so much better cross body when you like do that little loop. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking cute. Hold it like this too. Put it in through your arm. Wow, that's really cute. And we definitely want to see what that looks like with a Labubu on it. So yeah, recently got a gray Labubu. So we can clip that on. Let's have a little bit of fun with the gray Labubu. Wow, that looks so freaking cute. I absolutely love it. Okay, so I just want to give a big thanks to Luxe for kindly sponsoring today's bag. We absolutely love it. It's amazing. It's top tier. Oh yes, I wanted to provide the discount code for anybody who was interested in picking up a bag. If you're not and this is not your vibe, no worries. I totally respect that. I just want to say thank you to my little Cobra babies. All of this is possible because of your continued support. I just want to say thank you so much. And yeah, let's continue on with today's regularly scheduled program. Point number 2. After I bought it, I had a lot of anxiety about, oh, I'm going to stay broke. That was the second part of the anxiety that I felt. I remember thinking to myself, like, I'd walk around in the mall after I bought it and I'd be like, oh my God, what have I done? That feeling sucked. That's actually what drove me to start thinking, maybe I should be better with my money. I didn't like thinking that I wasn't getting ahead financially, and it took me a really long time to figure that out. I think it wasn't until I had discovered minimalism that I was able to put into words this concept of like anxiety around consumerism. I felt bad if I bought it. I felt bad if I didn't, and I was like, this isn't really a way to live. So the thing that really helped me a lot was like realizing that I didn't want to be broke, and realizing that that was actually a very valid experience. Like that was a really valid feeling. I respected the feeling of like the fear of being broke drove me to make great financial decisions. I didn't buy a lot of things. I took a massive break during my minimalism from shopping, and it put me ahead financially. And I'm so grateful that I really honored that feeling of like, you know what? I just don't want to be broke anymore. I put that feeling ahead of my desire of wanting to buy something. So yeah, did it suck not buying things? Yes, for sure. But I definitely felt a lot better because I was like, yeah, I'm getting ahead financially. My money's growing. The third thing I want to talk about is decluttering actually gave me anxiety as well. And I feel like that's not really talked about a lot, but I feel like that's part of the minimalism journey, part of the consumerism journey, or at least was part of my journey. I want to talk about it because I decluttered for many years. I've been a minimalist for 10 years. And I feel like maybe it is talked about, maybe not that much talked about, but for me, I got a lot of anxiety throwing things out because like on a real note, when I would declutter things, I made a lot of decluttering errors and mistakes, and those things were costly. Like they were expensive mistakes, and then I had to waste money to go out and buy it again if I needed to get it again, and it wasn't really fun. So what was my solution to that? So the solution to that, which is fourth point, what's the solution? I actually stopped decluttering. In my minimalism journey, I slowly started culling down the decluttering habit. I started thinking like, If I can't declutter it, I actually had to make better decisions when I purchased things. I was more willing to not buy something to avoid the decluttering mistake than I was to buy something, because I had less of a leeway of decluttering it or donating it or selling it. When I didn't have decluttering as an option, I had to make harder choices when I bought something. And I found it was better to not buy things to avoid the decluttering mistake. So that also helped me out financially. I bought way less. So the few things that I did buy, I made less mistakes, because like proportionally or probability wise, if you buy less, you reduce the margin of error. So because of that, it forced me to think a lot harder about the things that I did buy. And what I did buy, I had to think long and hard about what I kept, because I had to think long and hard about what I decluttered, because decluttering was no longer an option for me, or was last resort. I really only decluttered things that were almost akin to garbage. I couldn't declutter things that I kind of liked. I didn't have a maybe pile anymore. It was literally like, if you're buying this now, you need to wear this and use this for years on end. Like, are you okay with that? That's how you need to look at these purchases. That's how we got to look at things. And that actually helped a lot with my anxiety. I was like, when I looked at certain items, knowing that I was going to have to take on financial burden to buy it, I was not going to have the option to declutter it, brought to the table that I was like, well, this item ain't worth it. So when I bought things, I was like, this is worth it, because I'm not going to be able to declutter it. It's going to be expensive. I'm going to have it for many years. I had less purchasing mistakes because I had to overcome a bunch of hurdles that I put in place. So when I did buy something, it was like, I'm okay if I wear this for years on end. I'm okay that I'm not allowed to declutter this. I'm okay that this is expensive because I have the budget for it. So that brings me to the fifth and final point that I want to talk about in terms of like anxiety around consumerism or my recovery, is that this kind of made me have to reevaluate that I could no longer look at the world from a scarcity mindset, and I now had to operate from a world of abundance. And one thing that really helped me a lot, and I don't know if it can help anybody else out, but I think is very core minimalism, was something that I learned from Fumio Sasaki. For those of you who don't know who he is the author of Buy Things. He said it would be helpful to look at the store as your own personal storage. That to me was very helpful in my minimalism journey, because it alleviated point one. I always thought, oh, what if I can't go back for it? But if I thought about the entire world as my storage unit, even if I couldn't find that one particular item, I could probably find something similar, and that wasn't the end of the world. And then I started to operate from a place of abundance. I no longer thought of like the mall versus my home. I thought of all of it as mine. All of it's mine. And so all of a sudden it kind of qualmed that anxiety that if I went back and it wasn't there again, I'm like, it's not a big deal. I'll find something similar. Yeah, I also want to talk about something that I think is also very anti-minimalism, but I kind of wanted to put my foot on it, or I wanted to explore this concept, and that's actually about hoarding. And I actually don't know if this is popular. I really don't think this is popular. I have a different view on hoarding, if I'm being completely honest, and this could just be a me problem. And if you disagree, sound out in the comments below. I'd actually love to hear it, but I actually think it's okay to hoard. And I want to fully disclaimer this. Somebody who came from not the most strongest financial backgrounds, like I didn't grow up with wealth or anything like that. I totally understand the psychology behind hoarding. You don't have money to go buy something. Like it's not a hard concept to understand the basis behind hoarding. Of course you need to hoard things. Like I get it. For me, it took a really long time in my minimalism journey to overcome the essential human biological driver of hoarding. Of course you're going to hoard. Like that's a natural basic human tendency. Minimalism taught me not to hoard. And so that was a wonderful thing. But I just want to say that financially, I don't understand why people are like hoarding, like it's a mental condition. And I'm sure that there is certain levels of extremity. But what I want to say is, and let me just say it, I actually don't think there's anything wrong with hoarding to a certain extent. And I know it's like a really unpopular opinion, but I just want to say that I think it's okay to hoard. What I'm trying to say is, unpopular opinion, if you don't have the financial means to constantly buy things and declutter things, buy and declutter, if you don't have the financial means to be on that cycle, why wouldn't you hoard? Like for me, a lot of the items that I still have from like 2017, from the end of my extreme minimalism era, I still have them with me. Does that make me a hoarder? Yeah, probably. Does that make me a bad minimalist? Yeah, probably. But am I financially comfortable because of it? Yeah. I didn't have the luxury to declutter willy-nilly all the time. I only got rid of things that were busted as hell. Everything else that was decent and like in workable conditions, I kept. That's a big part of the reason why a lot of my style is very classic, because I didn't have the luxury to buy and replenish. I didn't have the luxury to follow trends. I didn't have the luxury to do any of that. So I actually think it's okay to hoard if you don't have the money to afford the decluttering lifestyle, because certain aspects of minimalism are wasteful, if we're being completely honest. So I just want to be the first person to say, or maybe not the first person, but I want to say my unpopular opinion. It's okay to hoard if you need to. If you need to, okay? Like, if you need to. I don't think hoarding to the point where it's affecting your mental health is the way to go, but I think within reason, it's okay to hang on to things for a couple of years. Like, there's no minimalism police. The other thing that I want to say is that I think it's okay to take a break from shopping if you're struggling with that. Like, if you're kind of still like addicted to shopping and you're like, how do I break out of this? My tip would be learn the habit of saving. Once you learn the habit of saving, you'll have a strong foundation so that when you do buy something, you have financial cushion. And I know that that's not an easy cycle to break. I know it's easier said than done. If you don't naturally have the habit to save, it's not easy to save money because you just don't have that habit. You are conditioned by society to spend money, to find self-worth in the things that you buy. So if you are on a minimalism journey, I would highly recommend taking a break from shopping and maybe learning to be a functional hoarder. Look at the things that you have, shop your closet, find joy in what you already own, so that when you do take a break from minimalism, you don't go off the rails and spend all your hard-earned money. So I really hope that this could have helped. That's my take on, or at least a part of my take on, the anxiety around consumerism. I hope this could have been helpful. I hope could have been insightful, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much to Panda for the video request. Love it. Bye.